What's up, it's Todd Smith. I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to say how there's going to be some major changes, updates coming to my music in this channel. To be 100% honest with you, the last year and a half on this channel, I've been slacking a little bit. I put out a lot of music around COVID time. I mean, I put like a lot, 2-3 albums per year. I mean, I was busting hard. And then I got this 707 and everything. And I realized at that point that I had a choice to make. I could either keep making stuff on the Korg Gadget, which is just rapid fire, I know it by heart. Or I'm gonna have to step back and start making music that is kind of degressed a little bit, or is less evolved, simpler, might not be as good, with the 707 for a while and learn it. And it's gonna take me a while to get to the point where I was with the 707 with Korg Gadget. I knew Korg Gadget like the back of my hand. If you were following me back then, and when I was mixing it with my hardware, Korg Gadget was just mindless to me. I could create, in my opinion, some really amazing stuff really fast. 707 had a really amazing sound I loved, but when I got it, it set me back a long ways from a system that I knew by heart. So for the last year and a half, I've been really in learning mode, and on top of that, I was just kind of burnt out from releasing so much stuff so fast. So I took a break, and I talked a lot about gear news and stuff, and I kept my channel alive. And honestly, the views, I mean, to be honest with you, like if you make content, you know, spending the time to make a jam, spending time to make a tutorial, making like a real YouTube video is a lot of effort. News stuff is easy, guys. Like just talk about the latest synth is probably the easiest, laziest content you can make. I'm not saying this in a bad way because I've made a lot of it and still get a lot of views. I'm trying to help you, maybe you young guys. If you guys want just a little bit more traction on your channel, maybe talk about a new hotness that you like, because trust me, if you want easy views that keep your channel going alive, that's the content to make. But at the same time, that's not really me. I mean, if you follow this channel this whole entire time, you know my heart's in the music. That was kind of what I did to fill the void and keep things going on this channel while I wasn't really interested in making music. Flash forward to now, I expected my downtime in music to only be a few months, and honestly it ended up being a year and a half to like 2 years where I really kind of just lightly made stuff, stood back, and I'm learning my setup. And it's now that I'm refocusing on music, I really, honestly, to be honest with you, I don't know if that was a smart move of my choice, because now my channel is kind of divided. My users, like I have 12,000 viewers, but a portion of them are interested in my live jams. A portion of them are interested in news. There might be a huge chunk of them left back when I was making a Volca jam 6 years ago. I'm still waiting for me to make a new Korg Volca video. My inconsistency has made it so that like I'm never gonna really match the views per subs in my channel. If that makes any sense. YouTube is a weird game like that. I don't play the game to maximize views, potential growth. I mean, the best thing to do if you want to keep that is stay stable. Don't variate, because once you start variating, you're gonna lose people that you gained before from previous content, blah, blah, blah. But this isn't what, what I'm trying to jump into is how to be a good YouTuber. The fact is, I do what I want to do on this channel. I do what I feel is right at the time. And at the time, I felt like, man, I don't want to make music, so I'm just gonna talk about gear. And as much as it helped keep my channel alive, I do wish I held back on it a little bit, because now I'm really focusing on music. I'm really going hard on the music aspect of it. If you care about my musical aspect of it, especially with this current setup, I think you've heard the solid evolution that I've had over the last few years, and really hard over the last few months, where I'm really focusing deep to get the sound that I want out of this stuff. Now the next step is really pushing stuff in a different direction in terms of content, and investing in time and space that I need to get where I want to be. Now, first of all, a lot of you have asked about like workflow videos, like maybe even EBM industrial like tutorials with my hardware stuff. And one thing I could not do for you guys is because I didn't have the setup and the tools necessary to get the right angles with my phones and my cameras to get everything right. I've invested in that. I've got like 5-6 little kind of budget pieces of gear around here now that I can manipulate cell phones and things like that. This is like, cheap little things like this. I got like 5-6 little pieces like that, so I can like prop my cell phone, bend it around, do what I need to do to get the angle that is needed for the shots for these, when you're working with menus and things like that. I just didn't have those laying around for a bit, so I wasn't able to do those types of videos. So expect to see a huge jump in workflow, in kind of personal tutorial stuff, really centering on what I'm going to do at the time. Like how I'm going to do it is I'm going to be working on things, and when I'm like, oh man, this is something people might want to know, I'm going to put those into some personal tutorial workflow videos, and hopefully it helps some of you guys out in the real world in terms of that. And it's something you haven't seen on this channel for a while, so I hope you guys really enjoy that. And another thing that's really going to change and really going to push hard and really change my music in the next, I would say, few weeks, because it's about to unleash, is I've been digging up samples like a madman. I've been dumping samples into the 707 and just building up samples off the computer for the last like week and a half, like ridiculous. I took a 7-day trial or 14-day trial from Splice, and the first night I dropped every industrial sample I could ever want into my computer, so I didn't even have to renew it. I just have a shitload from that. And I went to all these other sources of samples, and I've amassed a boatload of samples that are really aggressive, industrial, dark synth driven. I would have to guess probably about 10,000 to 20,000 samples over the last week that are going to be finding its way into the 707. And I'm going to start, one reason why I went really deep into the samples is the 404 is going to start showing its way into the setup overall, and I'm going to do some videos just exploring it by itself at first, getting used to the workflow. But the 404 is going to start to find its way into my setup, because I do feel the 404 with the 707, when I figure this out together and I have a shitload of samples, is going to turn into a fucking monster. I'm very confident of that. So, expect to see some massive changes in terms of the content on this channel and the music that's coming out of it. Even though it's going to kind of stay in the same genre, it's going to be a big leap forward. There's going to be a lot of new sounds being pumped out of my machines, and I'm really excited to see where this goes in the future. If you want to support my latest album, which is currently in the making, click the Bandcamp link down below. I've got albums for days on there in terms of previous years. The latest album, the one just released, is gonna be a work in progress. I'll be releasing jams, videos showcasing the evolution of the album on this channel for the next 4 to 6 months, give or take how long it takes to finish off the album. And I'd like to take the second half of the year to work on a second album. So that's my goal, the longest 6 months. And with that, all the best tracks, mixes, and everything that ends up just working together and gelling will end up as a final product. I'll be cutting and pasting and taking things out. I'm having new supporters every single day on the project, and I really can't thank you enough. I think I had 4 people buy the album last night. I was just like, damn. I was like, okay, well, this is nuts. I mean, there's been artists out there who are brilliant, masterminds. They probably never sold 4 albums in their life, and were a lot better at music than me. So from a person like me in my background doing my niche little thing to wake up and be like, damn, 4 people bought my albums at $7 a piece. I mean, that's amazing. That's absolutely mind-blowing to me. So in terms of this weekend, I think you can definitely expect to see a new, either updated version of a previous track, or I have a new track I kind of started, I'm working on, that could possibly make its way into the mix this weekend. I want to try to do another kind of quick little kind of tutorial thing on the 707 if possible. If that does not pan out this weekend, I promise some like EBM baseline and like 707 specific tutorials will start popping in next week. That I can fucking guarantee. Super excited, guys. Thank you for the support, man. Things are just now getting started. Stay positive, stay creative, support each other. Peace.